Hello everyone. I'd like to start by thanking Siad for this great opportunity for all of us around the globe to be able to share this platform and bring together ideas and visions relating to architecture and design as influenced by these tremendously strange times. I'll give you a very brief background of Lexi's story, who we are, what we stand for, and our vision for the future, both for our company as well as the industry as a whole, and then provide Lexi's perspective and understanding of the current changes in our industry and the path forward. Lexi is a real estate development, investment, and construction company located in the beautiful Vancouver in Canada. We specialize in acquisition, development, and construction of mixed-use multifamily, mid, and high-rises, as well as commercial and industrial projects in different sizes throughout Western Canada. What started from three individuals from different sectors and backgrounds, in a matter of several years and through hard work and experience and expertise, Lexi grew to a company with a team of more than 40 experienced project managers, estimators, investment consultants, and experts in development and construction industries. To associate a face with a voice, I'm the guy in the middle. I believe several factors played a huge part in our success story, and I define them as number one, our diverse background in terms of experience and academic education. Number two would be our ability to take risks, partially due to great market conditions, and mainly our investment model. And finally, BC's understated growth potential mirrored internationally through city rankings and ever-rising immigration numbers. My role in our organization as the managing partner in charge of business development and investment has given me the unique advantage of being able to observe and analyze the behaviors and thought processes of all the stakeholders in our industry, from investors to the banks, as well as our colleagues in development and construction sectors, and ultimately end users of our products. With that context in mind, it is my strong belief that although our industry has all the ingredients for rapid growth in terms of sustainability, construction practices, architecture and design, as well as the investment model, however, there are many barriers to rapid changes and implementation of innovative ideas. Throughout this presentation, I'll try to define and explore some of these barriers and perhaps attempt to suggest some solutions. Do solutions exist in our industry? I guess the answer to this question has already been addressed by many of the experts throughout the years, and even during this project Boomerang, as well as it being acknowledged by all of us in the industry that yes, brilliant ideas do exist. However, it seems that there are obstacles and barriers to implementation. Real estate industry in particular, including but not limited to architecture, design, as well as construction methods and procurement, in comparison with most of the other industries, has seen the least amount of innovations and fundamental changes in methods and practices. Let's take a look at some of these barriers to innovation, which I believe is the single most important driving force towards sustainable design and our understanding of modern practices in construction and development. Investment model, marketing barriers, and global standardization of methods, practices, and materials. I'm going to start with investment and the challenges posed by its conventional model, primarily because our industry has a unique investment model that, in my view, is not as diversified as many other industries, and this has led to prevention of progressive ideas and technologies turning into fruition and practice. For simplicity's sake, let's take one medium-sized project and figure out how the investment model would affect or limit the implementation of innovative or progressive ideas. A mid-sized mixed-use residential tower located in the beautiful Vancouver Island in British Columbia, with Lexi as both the developer and the general contractor of the project. The investors of this project, in this case majority of the ownership belonging to Lexi, based on the value of the land, ever-rising development costs including CACs and soft costs plus the actual construction costs and the opportunity cost of their investment versus the estimated price per square foot sale prices have grown accustomed to expecting a minimum return with a very small margin for error and a tight timeline, especially given the always fluctuating market conditions. Lexi, on the other hand, in its capacity as a general contractor and being a member of Build Green Canada, and also with a company vision statement that has a strong emphasis on sustainability and innovation, has always tried to explore the new approaches when it comes down to design and construction methods to achieve higher standards in regards to sustainability and efficiency. However, the investment model has proven to be a big barrier to this vision. Many developers and/or construction companies struggle with similar dilemmas. The challenge of balancing the books to meet the investment expectations versus the needs and expectations of incorporating new and innovative ideas to be able to push the boundaries of what has been considered outdated development and construction practices. There are, however, companies that do not struggle with the similar dilemma to the same extent, mostly due to their diverse portfolio and sophisticated investment model. REITs, for example, which stands for Real Estate Investment Trust Companies, approach development projects with a holistic point of view and thus look at the returns as a whole for the entire organization as opposed to individual projects. Obviously, REITs are often complicated organisms with limitations on the type of projects that they can undertake. The investors of such organizations therefore are looking for lower margins, but obviously longevity and safety of their investments. This in return leads to allowance for long-term planning for the organization and more opportunities for research and development and implementation of innovative and cutting-edge technologies in design and construction of the projects under the management of these organizations. Obviously, many of the small to medium-sized organizations cannot afford such luxuries and often get tangled up in the conventional investment model and thus feel trapped. But I believe the mere knowledge of the existence of other investment models helps in long-term planning for smaller organizations to alter course and aim for alternative models. This starts by simply revisiting and reprioritizing your core values and adjusting your mission and vision for the future of your company. The following strategies could help address some of the challenges faced by such small to medium-sized companies. Sophisticated investors is slowly shifting the focus to engage sophisticated investors and we're educating the existing investors. Making use of and taking advantage of governmental bodies or international organizations that provide support through initiatives or even through tax support or grant funds that are available throughout the world. Marketing aspects of introduction of new innovative and sustainable products is another crucial factor that needs to be planned for to ensure that the path is clear and ready for change. We will explore this with an exciting new venture we have been involved in and the construction methodology that though has already been around in other parts of the world for quite some time, but we recently introduced it in our region while complementing the process with our twist and methodology. LGS or light gauge steel construction system combined with offsite construction methodology is a system that not only addresses sustainability and energy efficiency but also through value engineering and quality control allows for a more standardized approach to construction. We will discuss some of the benefits of this system in the following several slides. The material is cold formed steel. It has best-in-class performance. It's cold formed light gauge steel, which means it's not red iron or structural steel, which requires a lot of energy and resources to manufacture. It's made up of 92.8% recycled steel, made mostly from recycled cars. And the material has a high quality coated with aluminum and zinc. Compared to most of the existing conventional construction methods practiced in North America, this system is one of the most sustainable methods of construction. Just as an example, a typical 2,000 square feet house would require approximately an acre of mature trees with an average waste of 50 cubic feet, versus only 5 or 6 recycled cars to be used for the cold form steel material. Off-site construction converts construction to production, with almost 90% of a building being built off-site, which leads to elimination of a lot of inefficiencies. This method also takes care of weather dependencies as well as challenges of dealing with contractors or labor shortages. The fluctuating material costs would also not be as big of a factor once a production approach is practiced. There are, of course, many other benefits and advantages of utilizing such a system, some of which I've listed in this slide, such as sustainability during the lifestyle of the building, as well as the ability to recycle at the end of building's life cycle. Up to 60% reduction in construction time, high compressive strength and lighter weight of the material, as well as implementation of modular units to act as structural elements such as bathroom pods. One might assume that having said all that and having covered all the benefits of utilizing such systems in our construction practices must be a no-brainer. Well, then comes the market's perception of this or any new to market product. Some immediate concerns or questions asked by developers and or investors of development projects include: will my project be perceived as inferior to that of my competitors? Will the end users appreciate the advantages of this system? Will this affect our end of project return on investment and subsequently price per square foot targets? And oftentimes these uncertainties lead to the quote-unquote safer or conventional practices. The answer to this could easily take up an entire standalone presentation, but to simplify, I think it comes down to two key points. Do not go to market without a comprehensive plan. Education is key when it comes to changing the perception of the market towards a new product. No matter how strong the urge is to believe that people will see the obvious benefits of a new product, you must always be prepared to educate as much as necessary. And for the second point, you believe in your vision. Therefore, simply show it and be proud of what you're trying to accomplish, because eventually this confidence in a better future will prove to be infectious. One of the main reasons that I was very pleased and honored to be a part of the project Boomerang when I was made aware of it by SIAD was because of the global aspect of this fantastic project. Even though I had listed global standardization as potentially a barrier to change in our industry, I also strongly believe that it could be the answer and the driving force for change in the industry. I believe that today the disconnect amongst the professionals in development and construction industries at the global stage not only does not help to address the challenges faced by everyone around the world, but poses barriers in some parts of the world. We have seen it time and again in the past several decades how the manufacturing sector, technology and telecommunications, as well as many other industries, have seen rapid growth in innovation simply due to exchange of information and ideas, as well as cooperation at the global stage. We simply need to see this happen, not only because it concerns a commendable vision, but also because the speeds by which the change has been happening is neither acceptable nor affordable. I believe we all know the numbers are there, the benefits are undeniable, and the only missing piece is the global collective will to bring about change. Focusing on this chart, I believe each one of us have been or currently are considered to be a player, or referring to the diagram, an impactor. Throughout this presentation, I talked about the investors, the consumers, and the governments, as well as the marketers. And regardless of whether you are an enabler or a direct or indirect impactor, you do play a huge role in being an instrument of change. I will end my remarks by pointing out that at the very least, it is our responsibility to keep the dialogue open, to educate ourselves and to educate our employees and colleagues, and to demonstrate that sustainability is not only an idea, but an undeniable necessity for us today, and especially tomorrow. Once again, I'd like to thank Siad and Project Boomerang for an amazing event and this fantastic opportunity for all of us to share this platform and to exchange ideas for a brighter future.